How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and what a game of football, man. Friday night classic. Bulldogs versus Sharks from McCall Stadium. Not sure what the crowd number was there, but I'm going to say probably around 14,000. There were a lot of Bulldogs fans in attendance by the looks of things tonight. Matt Burton with the match-winning field goal to beat the Sharks. Nicho Hynes, his confidence and form is definitely off, and I think Nicho Hynes at the moment probably just needs a big hug. He really struggled tonight. Welcome back to the review as well, guys. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. Bulldogs 15, Sharks 14. Absolutely crazy the way that game ended. I enjoyed the game as a neutral. As a Cowboy supporter, I thoroughly enjoyed that game, man. But the poor old Sharks, what is going on? They have... I said this a few weeks ago, man. They may have peaked a little bit too early. I may have. I'm not saying that they, absolutely have guaranteed... I'm not saying that they've absolutely peaked, but they are not the team they were a month ago. That is for sure. Hello to the chat, the live chat. Hello to Luke. Hello to Charlie. Hello to Will. Hello to SS Storm fan. Hello to Neutralizer. Guys, make sure you press the thumbs up button, like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. We're getting extremely close now to 3,000 subscribers, so we're not far away. I think we can get there in the next week or two, so you guys can subscribe to the channel. That would be greatly appreciated. As you guys may or may not know, I will be heading down to Penrith on Sunday for the Panthers versus Cowboys game. I'll be at the game on Sunday. Hopefully the Cowboys can get it done. I know we got all of our Origin players arrested, but who's to say they can't win? We've seen upsets happen a lot this year. You know, Titans beat the Warriors and the Broncos. We've seen the couple other upsets this season. We've seen the Bulldogs beat the Roosters earlier in the season. No one saw coming. Anything could happen on the day. The Sharks, man, goodness me. The thing that I reckon would extremely annoy the Sharks is the fact that they scored more tries than the Dogs. They scored 3 tries. Cronulla scored 3 tries. The Dogs scored 2. They lose the game on a field goal. Now, I hate saying this, but you guys want the truth when it comes to players and reviews and whatnot, but Nicho Hynes pretty much cost the Sharks the game. He had an opportunity to kick a field goal to win the game. It was like 20 metres, 18 metres in front, and he missed. Bulldogs go down the other end. Matt Burton kicks it from 35 metres out. Hits the post and goes in. So, yeah, you'd be disappointed if you're the Sharks. You'd be so disappointed. Let me just say quickly as well, because I need to address this. To everyone that donates to the channel, there are a couple of ways that you can donate. Now, let me tell you this as well. My preference, I would much prefer that you guys donate through PayID or PayPal, because I get the money straight away. It goes into my bank account straight away if you do PayPal or PayID. You can do Super Chat, but the biggest problem with Super Chat is I probably won't get the money for 6, 7, 8 weeks. I won't get it for a while. So that's the negative about Super Chat. If you can't do PayID or if you can't do PayPal, then obviously I encourage you to do Super Chat, but I much prefer PayPal or PayID because the money is instant. So if you don't know my PayID details, I'm pretty sure they're in the description. If they're not, send me a message on Instagram and I'm happy to give them to you. So I just thought I'd address that because a few people have been asking about it. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know about that. But goodness me, we're not here to bash Nicho Hynes and absolutely destroy him, because I think he's getting destroyed enough by, well, the media and Shark supporters and just rugby league supporters in general. I do feel sorry for Nicho Hynes a little bit because he's been used as a scapegoat. Obviously, last year in State of Origin, when he was dropped because he come on and played in the centres, jersey 14, played in the centres and just got carved up by Munster and the Hammer. And then obviously he did bounce back later in the season, which was good to see. And then obviously this season, the first 10 weeks, the first 10 rounds, round 1 to round 10, Nicho Hynes was probably the best player in the competition. If not on form, maybe the form player of the competition. And then he got picked for Origin 1. Yes, he had an absolutely shocking game, but so did everybody because it was 13-on-12 because of the send-off. And he got dropped. It was used as a scapegoat for the second time. And then tonight, 2 weeks ago against the Dolphins, the Sharks were down, 22-0 against the Dolphins. They come back, get in front. Cattell scores in the corner. Nicho Hynes has an opportunity to kick the goal, to get at the golden point. He misses it. And then obviously the Sharks had the bye last week. They come back, they're fresh. And yes, Hynes had an absolute shocker of a game. He didn't play great tonight. And then misses a field goal from 18, 20 metres out, which would have won him the game. He misses it. Now, look, he's allowed to get criticised. You could have your 10 cents on Nicho, and you can bash him all you like. But considering he's been used as a scapegoat twice, his form isn't there at the moment. I do feel a little bit for him because it's not all his fault. There are 12 other players on the field, but when you're the halfback of an NRL club and your team is sitting in the top 4, if you can't kick a field goal, if you can't kick a field goal from 18, 20 metres out to win the game, then you probably need to have a good look at yourself in the mirror and just try and get back into some form. And yes, I do think Nicho Hynes could be a lot better. I think he's struggling at the moment. I do feel for him because he's been used as a scapegoat. The media are absolutely hammering him in. They're destroying him now. I would absolutely hate to be Nicho Hynes at the moment. Social media, don't go on there. Dad said, if I'm Nicho Hynes, I'm not even going on social media. You know what they'll all be saying. Hynes is a failure. Hynes sucks. Can't win a game. Can't do this. He has won games in the past with field goals, but I don't know. He's just since he got dropped from Origin, he's not the player he was. It's a shame. Hopefully, Nicho bounces back. Now the Dogs. Well done to the Bulldogs. We've been saying, will they make the top 4? I don't think so, but if they keep winning, why not? Will they make the 8? Well, you'd think with the position that the Bulldogs are currently in, and they've only got really one player in this State of Origin in Stephen Crichton, and they've still got Addo Carter to come back. They've still got Jacob Preston to come back. They've still got Possa and Kurt Mann to come back. The Bulldogs, Connor Tracy as well. The Dogs are going to be hard to keep out of the top 8. If the Bulldogs don't make the 8 from here, you'd almost call it a failure, considering how good they're going. They've beaten the Roosters. They've pushed Melbourne and Penrith this season. They just beat the Sharks, who are in the top 4. They are beating teams that they're meant to beat, and they're competing with teams that you wouldn't have thought they would compete with. I thought the Sharks would win tonight. I thought their forward pack, especially the bench, would be the difference. I thought, Royce Hunt and, all these sort of guys, Royce Hunt and your Tommy Hazeltons and your Jack Williams, I thought they would make a big difference. And don't get me wrong, they did. But you know where I think it went wrong for the Sharks? And look, I don't like to be too critical of certain players because everyone's entitled to a bad game. But I've noticed this for the last couple of weeks. The performances of Toby Rudolph and Oregon Kaufusi have been absolutely disgraceful for NRL standard. I can't believe Cronulla are starting Rudolph and Kaufusi over a Royce Hunt, over a Tom Hazelton, even a Helen Uwelli's usually on the bench when they're all fit. Like, I thought the performance tonight of Oregon Kaufusi was an absolute disgrace. I thought Kaufusi was terrible. Lack of effort. Discipline was extremely poor. I was really disappointed with his performance. And then Toby Rudolph, I mean, just keeps giving away cheap penalties. Seems to be really slow around the ruck. Doesn't move as quick as a Royce Hunt. And Royce Hunt's a lot bigger than Toby Rudolph. So, I don't know, man. Rudolph and Kaufusi as a front row pairing, I think, needs to be axed. Maybe put Rudolph on the bench and maybe start Royce Hunt. If you're so obsessed with Kaufusi or Rudolph starting, maybe put one of them on the bench and start Royce Hunt or Tom Hazelton, because honestly, the Sharks bench rotation tonight just wasn't good enough. And you know what? I want to say this as well. I know T. Burton came back tonight and played in the back row there, but Sia Fatalakai was absolutely on fire in his 100th game. He looked extremely dangerous pretty much all night. I don't understand why Talakai was moved to the bench with 20 minutes to go. Talakai was a threat out there. He really was. Now, obviously the try scorers from the game. Obviously, William Kikau scored the first try of the game. Then it was Reid Money from dummy half. Very soft try. 12-0 the Dogs. And the Sharks hit back a nice try to Burton Nakora. What would be 12-6 at that stage. Then Sione Katoa, I think it was, that went over. And it was 12-10. And then obviously Braden Trindle scored off a crazy Ronaldo Mulatalo kick. And then with about, 4 minutes to go, Bailey Hayward for the Bulldogs put a grubber kick in. Got taken out. Again, Rudolph, just silly as. What would it be, 14-all at that point. And then Burton missed 2 field goals from like 40 out. Both on very close on both occasions. Goes to golden point. Sharks kick off. Then I think there's a knock on from who was it? The Dogs that knocked the ball on. Was it Sam Hughes? Sam Hughes knocked the ball on. Then the Sharks had a great opportunity. Nico Hines, 20 metres out, 18 metres out. Misses a field goal to the left. Dogs get 7 tackles. They get down the other end. And then from about 35 metres out, Matt Burton, bang. Field goal, hits the post, goes in. Bulldogs win 15-14. I think Craig Fitzgibbon needs to really have a look at the bench rotation, have a look at the starting 4-pack. And you know what? Jesse Ramian and Kayla Iro, the 2 centers with the Sharks, they barely touched the ball. Why did they get the ball? I couldn't believe the lack of ball that they got. Crazy stuff. And for the Dogs, look, man, they may not have the best bench on paper. They may just be like, to some people, they might be nobodies. They might be nothing special. But they're just ripping in, working hard for each other, doing a good job, and getting through a lot of hard work. So, Dogs, they're going well, man. They're going well. We'll see if they can keep it up. Next week, the Bulldogs take on... Who the fuck did the Bulldogs play next week? I know the Sharks have got the Titans at Coffs Harbour. I think the Bulldogs got the Warriors, don't they? Is it the Warriors? At a call? I think it might be 3 o'clock next Saturday. Dogs Warriors at a call. I could be wrong. I'm almost certain I got the Warriors next week. But what a game of footy, man. Really enjoyed it. My player of the game, really tough one to pick, man. Bulldogs had a lot of good standouts, man. You had Kikau, who was on a mission. You had Burton, who looked really good. Who else? Honestly, Reid Marnie, as much as I dislike Reid Marnie, and that whole thing with Nico Hines was a bit silly on half-time. Marnie had a really strong game. I thought Carraz at fullback also did a very good job, and then moved out onto the wing. You know what? I'm going to go with Matt Burton. I thought his kicking game was outstanding. I thought Burton's running game was extremely good. Burton, player of the game. And the match-winning field goal too. Anyway, guys, that will wrap up the review. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Do all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, everyone. And see you guys tomorrow for the Saturday football review. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Have a good night.